You never want to say that. Ever. Never.
My
Even when you're
apologies
wrong.
that you're a shallow person, and I'm sorry that you have to be
Never,
that way.
never apologize. Never. I will never apologize either. Even if
I
I'm
don't expect you
wrong, I'm
to.
not wrong. I'll say, oh, excuse me for that. That's it. You say, oh, excuse me for that. You don't need to
Still,
apologize.
it's still an apology. In a
Nope.
term of the word, look it up. Feeling any kind of remorse or any kind of thing for any of your actions, you either acknowledge that it happened or you don't.
I'm
And
gonna
if you
look up
do
the term,
acknowledge
what
it,
an apology is. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look that up. What is definition of an apology? That's right. You want to challenge me? Let's go. What is
but
a
I
definition
don't
of
have
an
to look
apology?
shit up to understand what it is. If you're a
No,
dick, you're a
no. There's
dick. You either
nuance. There's nuance.
you either care that you're a dick or you don't care that you're a dick.
An
And if
apology
you
is a
don't,
statement of action expressing regret, remorse, or sorrow for a wrongdoing, offense, or mistake, typically aimed at acknowledging harm caused to another person and seeking reconciliation or forgiveness. I did not seek forgiveness. I did not seek reconciliation. By saying, oh, excuse me for that, you're not actually asking for forgiveness or reconciliation. You're not seeking that. It often includes elements like admitting fault. I didn't admit fault. And also explaining without excuse the behavior and committed to change. I didn't talk about change. I didn't commit anything. So you're wrong. That is categorically false. You're not apologizing when you're saying, excuse me for that. That's why it's the best answer. And I was correct. I stand correct. For example, saying, oh,
well, then
I'm
I
not going to say
use
that.
an
Avoid.
apology as a way to be a polite person.
Uh, Not necessary because it's weakness and it's a fine. Dude, listen,
According,
I'm happy with
according to
everyone
how
apologizing.
can you be a weak person by admitting fault?
Because you're admitting you're wrong
Who cares? Move the fuck on.
and that
People
you were
fail.
seeking forgiveness. You're
I
creating a
didn't say I
you're
wanted.
creating
I did
diminishing.
not want forgiveness. I want to clear the air
Yes, you
so we can
do.
move
Yes, you
forward.
do. When you apologize, you're seeking forgiveness
Well,
because you're
maybe I'm not
expressing
trying.
regret
Maybe I'm
and
not.
remorse.
Maybe I'm not apologizing then. Maybe
Okay,
that
so
needs
then
to
you're
be
not
distinguished.
apologizing. So that is not a real apology. So it's even worse. It's a fake apology.
Well, I mean, the term of what you just described, I would say I'm not actually apologizing, but I'm also not going to continue having a conversation being rude to someone for no reason.
People take things so personally. It's nothing to. It's
Exactly.
whatever.
This is
It
why I
doesn't
needed.
matter.
I do need a clear definition of this because I got to understand where you're coming from.
Yeah,
So
well,
that
you've
makes
been
sense to me.
living and operating your whole life with the incorrect definition of apology of an apo of the word of what
Maybe
a
a
sorry
hybrid.
means. No, you've been completely wrong actually because you always thought that you were not actually seeking forgiveness unless you were. Now you got to answer
There's
that honestly
definitely,
now.
yes, there
Were
is
you seeking
times where I
forgiveness?
know on a couple of times, yes, and only forgiveness.
Okay, well, only those times you were apologizing then. Only those times you're apologizing. So you didn't express seeking reconciliation or forgiveness to another person. You are acknowledging the harm, but you are not seeking reconciliation or forgiveness. So you are stating an action expressing regret, remorse, or sorrow for wrongdoing, offense, or mistake, typically aimed at. Again, what I said is nothing of the sort, not an apology at all. It's just saying, oh, excuse me for that. That's it. No reconciliation, no seeking forgiveness, no admitting fault, no
But
explaining the behavior.
why would you
That's
need to
it.
say that in the first place at all? Then what would it be then? What's the
Because
whole?
you're because if
Because it's
someone's making
affecting
a
my mood.
fuss, if some only in one condition. That's a smart question, a brilliant question. The answer is only if someone's making a deal, an escalating situation, and you would like to mitigate it, meaning you'd like to diffuse the situation because people are emotional, right? So if something happens, you would want to mitigate that, and by just dissipating that energy or whatever the vibes in there.
But you're not an emotional person in that respect.
What do you mean?
You don't tie to emotions the same way other people would.
Of
Or someone
course
would
not,
be.
because I'm not going to be. It's not. I'm not apologizing. That's why what I just said. I'm not apologizing.
But
You
you're
didn't even
not.
apologize. Not even
But
you are.
you're not even. But you're not tied to emotions the way other people are you?
No. How do you mean? Give me an example.
Well, you don't. If you don't feel the need to actually issue an apology for forgiveness, but you use the excuse me as a substitute for that, then really emotion is not something you use to guide yourself or be affected by other words, because you were able
Emotions
to.
are distractions for being productive and efficient with getting what you
Correct.
want
Yeah,
in life.
there you go. Yep. That's a way
And
better
that's true.
explanation than I was trying to get to. Yeah. But yes,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
absolutely. And just a slight correction is that to be you only would say, excuse me for that. Like I said, in cases you want to diminish and dissipate the issue at hand when somebody else is bringing another party. If there's no issue, you don't need to bring it up. Exactly like you said. Why bring it up at all? That's a very fair point. Like I said, it was a smart, good question, and that's why you don't want to bring it up. Only in cases when it's necessary. Otherwise, oh, excuse me for that. Moving on. That's it. You don't need to admit anything. You're not at fault. You're not wrong because it's actually weak. It's weak. It diminishes your internal perception of what you're doing and who you are. It's like you're taking you're taking a ding on your psyche almost. Like it's bad for you. I'm telling you, it's bad for your life path in general. It's bad for energetics. It's bad for what you're doing, what you're trying to accomplish in general. You might see, oh, it's so kind, it's so wonderful, it's
Normally,
caring,
I'm
fluffy.
gonna say normally for most folks, right? For most. However, and the reason I can say this is because when you're in crypto, I've been a middleman for a long time to put people together, and there's been multiple situations where I've watched a perfectly fine conversation deteriorate in seconds, and there's been absolutely no indication that any of that was going to happen. And it ultimately puts me in as the middleman is why the fuck are we here? Why did you bring us together? So the next entry of conversation has to go, I do apologize for what happened. I can't say that I'm sorry for the other
Well, that
person. And I'm
escalated
not,
quickly.
yeah, exactly. But I'm also not going to apologize for somebody else's behavior. I tried to calm you guys down, and you guys couldn't see eye to eye. That's on you. That's on you and that person. However, that should not affect the way you and I
Right.
keep moving forward. I'm not going to let that happen.
But
So I
why did you
will.
apologize for someone else then?
I didn't apologize. I apologize at the most for the fact that it even happened, that I couldn't get ahead of it, and it caused some kind of rift because I didn't understand that it's past one guy's bedtime and the other one is just waking up. That was a horrible misjudgment on my point. I should have had this meeting at an earlier time.
Yeah, you
Now,
just say,
moving,
excuse me for that. We'll reschedule. Done.
you say excuse me, I say I'm sorry. Maybe I'll change into that. Maybe
That's
I get where
weak,
you're
bro.
coming from.
That's too weak.
You
It's
call
too
it weak.
weak. Super weak. It's horrible. It's horrible. I can't.
That's
You do
upsetting. I'm
you. In
sorry that
fact,
you
I'm
feel
only
that way.
happy that the whole world apologizes. I'm only happy for that because let the whole world be weak.
I don't
Not it.
believe that apologies will. If you keep saying sorry for the same fucking thing over and
You
over
keep
again and
saying
nothing is
that
changing,
word.
but you can't get around it,
No
it's
more
actually
words.
affecting.
No more of that.
It's affecting you more than it's affecting me.
No, no. I'm just saying it's you keep eroding. It's not good for you. You keep saying it intentionally, actually, repeatedly, like 10 times already. 10 times
Oh, you've
you said
noticed
it.
that, huh?
Something like
Good.
that. Not good for you. I'm telling you. You don't care. In fact, you know what? You know what? After this, you go ahead and repeat that and say all the things you're S about to the world, okay? And
What?
everybody you want to apologize to.
That
Okay?
I'm
Go
shitting
ahead.
about?
You know the word, okay? I'm not you know what the
But
word
I'm
and say
not.
that to
But I'm
everybody.
not. Why would I say it to everybody? Not everybody
No,
deserves.
project that into the world that how you're S about with everybody that you want to be, that you need to be. They feel what you need to do and
No,
see how that
only that I
affects your
need to
life.
be.
It won't be good for you. I'm telling you right now. Not good for you.
Yeah.
I don't think you can. I really. I think you're incorrect to make that assumption.
I'm correct. I'm absolutely correct on that.
Sheep, what do you think?
Try it.
Sitting as a third party. But I'm not going to just go apologize to someone that
Think
doesn't
about
deserve it
what?
or need it.
What do
Say
I
the
think
S
about?
word. Say the S
What do I
word,
think
sheep.
about what? Shit. What? What are you talking about?
Sorry.
Oh,
Saying
what
an
about?
apology. Saying I'm
What
sorry for
about it?
my
What are you talking
behavior.
about? I don't know what the fuck you're talking
Nate, can you give him a quick synopsis just to give him a third party?
Say that you're S about something that you did. Say it. What are you S about? What are you S about, a sheep?
I don't know, dude. I don't know what the fuck you where the fuck you going with this.
Sheep, what we're trying to get at is that he's telling me that it's a weakness if you apologize and say I'm sorry to someone versus saying excuse me for the behavior and you move on.
No, you don't say excuse me for the behavior. You say excuse me, just that's it, or excuse me for that. That's it.
I don't know. I don't understand. He's always had this thing about fucking. He's against the word sorry, so I don't know. I don't understand that. It's just.
I didn't know that.
It's in my vocabulary.
You're aware.
See how weak you sound. You sound so weak.
I'm a normal fucking human being, right? So you know,
go ahead. Say what are you S about? Go ahead. Share. What are you S about? Go ahead.
I'm sorry for not banning you from this chat sooner.
What? What do you S about, sheep?
You just said some pretty fucking dumb shit. That's all you gotta understand.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't necessarily know if it's dumb, but I don't necessarily know if it's smart either. I'm still trying to put this up. Like I need to have.
It's weird to me. I was always brought up about if you make a mistake, you apologize for it and you move on. Yeah. So it's like whatever.
How do you apologize? How do you apologize, sheep?
It's like people are just fucking weird.
Okay, so ask your AI, what is the proper way to apologize?
We already know the answer to that. But how does sheep apologize? What does he say?
Well, he might. That's my bad.
Why doesn't he want to say it? Why doesn't he want to say it? Right? Why does it sound like he doesn't want to say it now?
That's what I would say. My bad.
see, my bad is another way of saying excuse me for that. See how smart he got? Listen, Zakilla, see how smart sheep got? He's not saying it now.
You're projecting by saying that someone doesn't want to say I'm sorry is a weakness. You're putting in a predetermined bias in someone's head. That it is dumb. You can't tell me that that's a weakness. You can say that about
apologize any way you want to, but at some point in your life, maybe you have to. Or if you don't give a fuck.
What were you taught? How were you taught to apologize?
You go through life just fucking not giving a shit. Fuck you. I don't care if I stepped on your toe accidentally. Fuck you, bitch. Like, dude, it's like, come on, dude.
Hey, sheep. I like what you said. You said my bad. My bad. You said my bad.
I said that.
He said it too, but I mean, it's like, yeah, it makes sense, but it's like, dude,
you don't apologize. That's good. See, you're learning it.
It's just fucking. I don't know. It's just weird. Whatever. Everybody fucking.
He didn't say it anymore. He didn't say it. He didn't say it.
Everybody interprets.
I'm sorry.
The world the way they want to see it.
He said it again. So sheep didn't say it anymore. He's not going to say it. I'm telling you. I guarantee you. He's not going to say it again. He's not going to say it because he knows it's not for him anymore.
Well, there's nothing to be sorry for.
I don't give a fuck.
He's not going to say it. I know it. I know it.
He's probably not done a bunch of people wrong where he owes an apology by saying, I'm sorry for fucking kicking you in the face.
Okay, what are you sorry for?
What am I sorry for? I don't have anything to be sorry for right now.
I said it for you there. Just for you. What do you ask for?
Nothing at this moment. I'm content.
Okay. When you come back in, you'll update what are you asked for. All right.
Well, when I come back in from where? Am I going on an expedition or something?
When you leave and you return here, and I happen to catch you, you'll explain what you're asked for, along with sheep. Whatever sheep told you.
If it affects me and yours relationship, yes.
No,
outside
I'm
that,
sure
I'm not going around. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, maybe some weird shit will happen in that amount of time, but I'm still not going to worry about it until it happens. And I'm also probably just going to bring up my personal problems that don't have anything to do with you and apologize for that.
Well,
and say,
wait,
I'm
not telling
sorry,
you to
I'm having a
apologize to
problem
me
with
for that.
someone else. I wouldn't even bring it up for the most part. So assuming that I'm just going to have problems because you decided to say that it's weak or this
Of
magic
course you will
business
have
person.
problems because you said ass like 20 times already. Of course you will. Now you will because you said it. You'll see. You'll
That,
see.
that's
You're gonna have
that's that's
problems.
really, really, really ridiculous type of statement I've ever heard.
I know, but it's funny how the world works. It's funny how it works.
So
You'll see.
what's the opposite side of that then for you?
Opposite is never saying ass for anything. Say excuse me for that. That's it. At most, even if you need to.
Where's
That's
that
it.
generated from? Where are these two thoughts of theory coming from?
I
Mine,
already
obviously,
told
from
you. I already told you it's
I
from
know who
somebody
this
very,
fucker.
very wise.
I
And
don't.
also,
That
it's
doesn't
true.
mean anything.
It's true. What I'm saying is true. You can follow it or not. It's good for you if you never say
Where
that
does it
again. But if you
originate?
do,
Where does it originate?
enjoy. You'll never read it in a book. You'll never find anywhere but me. You know what?
That's not
Forget
a
it
strong
even.
source of research.
there
I
you go.
can't
You
forget it.
don't
You've
need
already
this. I'm
introduced it.
telling you fact. I rarely seek absolutely. And in this case, it's absolutely fact. What I'm saying is right. On point. You
But there's no
never
way
want
to
to say
fact.
that.
How do I fact check that?
Never.
There's never
Go
such a
ahead.
thing as never, and
Go
there's
ahead.
always an always. How do you always never, and how do you never always?
What?
There's more than just absolutes. You,
I'm
black
just
and white,
saying, I'm absolutely
black and
correct
white.
on this. And you know what? I'm doing you a favor by telling you that too. I shouldn't be telling you. Do you know what? Forget it. Just go on, live your way you do, and continue. See how good it is for you. Just see it.
Did you just apologize for telling me and educating me?
No, I said opposite. I said I shouldn't. I shouldn't be even. I may not have been needing to tell you, but I did as a kind gesture. I think you're a very moral person, and so therefore you are deserving of maybe a little bit of uh, helpful point, I thought, to contribute, but maybe you're not receiving it well enough to accept it or adhere with it by it, and that's fine too. It's your prerogative. So therefore, I'm saying I dismiss it, and therefore it's no longer relevant. So disregard it completely and operate with the same way you have been your whole entire life, probably. That's fine. That's fine too.
Boy, that feels pretty condescending.
No, no, opposite. I specifically said that you operate with higher morals and all that. I said good things to you, which is
But
true. No, no, no. I'm saying if somebody, I volunteered something that might be helpful for you, and if you don't, not interested, that I said that's fine. It's not condescending at all.
I
You're
am
just
very interested, but
twisting.
I need to understand where I mean, maybe the theology of it, where how that is, how does that become a factual point of reference that shows
Listen,
weakness?
one question will lead to 100, but what I will say this and only
One
this
answer
is
leads
that it
to 100
affects
questions.
chill. It affects your vibrate. It's not good for your vibrational state. That's the bottom line that you need to hear. That's it. Period. After that,
The
big
more I
period.
learn,
Okay.
the less I know. Every time I have a question I ask and it's answered, there are
And
more
I
questions
answered,
that
and
are
that's it.
generated.
And I told you
And
that's all you would need to know. That's all you. That's all that's needed.
but
It's
you
better for
haven't.
your of your energy. It's better for
Okay,
you. Yeah.
okay. So it's better for my energies. My answer is why I shouldn't say that. Okay,
But you
should have.
don't have to listen. You don't have to listen. Please don't listen. Actually, it's not no problem. No problem.
It's too late. We've
Everyone
already
should say
spent.
S.
We've
Everyone. In fact,
actually.
I'm okay. Listen, I'm okay with the whole world being S S S all the time.
How long have you followed that philosophy?
Oh, shit.
Oh, many years, and it served me very well, extremely well.
Before you met that wealthy businessman, successful businessman?
What?
Before you met that wealthy, successful businessman where you heard this from?
No, no, only after because that was explained. That was explained to me. That was the reason why I stopped using that because it's not good for you.
Does this person have a form of religion?
Uh,
Or let's say,
it's a good question.
could you consider them a samurai? Like, Do they just have a code of conduct in which they follow based on past history, or like
You
does
could say
anybody
this
else?
person is spiritual. Chill. You could say this person is spiritual, and but not as religious as maybe like formal
Uh,
religious.
I didn't ask that correct. I don't. I'm not looking for if they're religious, spiritual, God fearing, or any of that. But like there's got to be a code of conduct of some kind where this originates for that person, or is this something that they decided on their own? Is there how many other people follow this? Is this something whether it's not in the book, but it's from
No,
you?
definitely not much people. That's why you never heard of it, and you probably won't ever again. But I'm telling you the real thing. I'm telling you good things. But don't listen. Seriously, no need to listen anymore. It's enough. I already explained it. I already explained why, and you answered more digging. No, no, you're not, because okay. There are certain words that you use that are not good for you in general. But this one is particularly not good. Okay, and it's there's this is what you need to know. I'm just mentioning that it doesn't matter to me if you listen or not. I adhere to it. I adhere to it because it
You
served
cared
me
enough that
actually well.
you cared enough to mention it and sit and have this conversation. So there's
Like
some.
no, you don't coerce the details or depth. I understand the angle. I'm saying I already explained twice the reason why I mentioned it. It was a kind gesture and not condescending whatsoever, and it's received well, and that's great. And you do however you please based on all the information presented. That is all for that.
Based on that
Okay?
one particular situation. But what I'm asking is outside of that. I'll accept that that is the way it is. I'll move forward from that point, and I'm going to
Yeah,
evaluate this
it
over
is
a
a
course of
superior
time.
way to operate. That is true. That is absolutely true.
So the next thing I want to know is what else works with that, or how does what are these sorts of words? How are they decided that they're either positive energy or negative energy? What gives the like how do you define that? Are there other words that haven't been described yet, or I've never heard you say anything along those lines in any way, shape, or form yet, Neto, and
You have a
that's why.
natural and reasonable curiosity about that. I could add that when you express like a care for somebody else, it doesn't really apply in this context in our conversations, but when in general you express certain care, it's not necessarily good for you either. So to be stern and to be firm and less emotion is actually better for you in general, but that's not something normal for people. Okay, you could say that's more insulating to people, so that's why I don't mention that. But again, I've indulged you plenty. I'm talking about the S word. That's the key here. That's the core point. That's the major point. Okay, so it's not like a movement or a it's an energetic philosophy you could call, okay? And you won't find it anywhere else. So that's all I'm saying. Okay? So
Is it
you
is
can
it
call or
okay to
not.
inform? Is it okay to inform other people about this?
No, you don't want to ever do that. Absolutely not, because I didn't actually tell other people. I only told you. I only mentioned to you about that. It doesn't even help me. It's not it's negative. I've actually impacted. It's actually not. It doesn't serve me. I've actually, like I said, like I said, I I offered something beneficial, greatly beneficial, more than you know, and now you're talking about sharing with others when I didn't actually talk to others about this. I did not provide that gesture to others. Absolutely not. That would be disrespectful actually. And that's very good of you to ask that. So you already know the answer now. Okay, like I said, don't use or no. It's I know black and white fact that what's that's best. Okay, in general. But if you don't embrace it, that's fine too. Like I said. Okay, so you
No,
continue
no,
to
I
in
get
fact
that.
keep
Nope.
using this word. Keep using it constantly. It's good for you. I would enjoy the majority of people to continue to be like this and amplify that because it benefits me. It gives
It
me an
absolutely
advantage.
benefits. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. The whole world should continue to BS. That's why they teach everyone to BS, to be like this. They do it on purpose, actually. They do many things on purpose. You already know that because you're not a conformist. So you know how society is built in that regard.
Yeah, but along the way, I'm not going to let people drown.
Yeah, like we already discussed,
Mhm.
you have humanism. You are a humanist. And
Could I
for
be a
that you
lot
will
more
be
successful
will
than I am?
suffer. What?
Probably. I said, could I be a lot more successful than I am currently, financially or mentally? Maybe not mentally, but for sure, financially has definitely been burdened hard and a few times. But also understanding how to help someone correctly, and instead of like just throwing money at a problem. It's not about that. It's more about educating the situation, and they're always different. I don't ever have repeating situations. It's just not a thing. I recognize the thing that didn't work last time, so I will not
Yeah,
do
but
it
hold
again.
on. You started saying something important, useful. You said, could I have been more financial, successful? If you did what? If you had changed your mindset, if you had operated differently, if you had been more self-interested, what is your, if you did what?
If I'd have made a different decision, or I'd have been educated enough to do so at the time when I wanted to make that change.
Educated how? Educated how? In what way?
Financially, mentally, physically, physiology wise, like having a belief system to stand behind, not having children, not meeting my kid's mom, not being with my wife and having other kids.
Okay, so you're basically establishing or thinking about you're
Choices
running through a laundry list of regrets.
choices
That's what
I've
you're
made,
saying.
nope. Choices I do regret having my kids, and I'll tell them that. It's not fair that they didn't get to have two parents grow up in a good home, and that one of them was their mother, was a drug user, and was neglectful, and took their father away. As much as I could be there, the things happen. Trust me. All the shit you've talked about, I've already went through it. I
Okay,
understand
so
it.
you have a long list of regrets. Okay.
They're not regrets. I only have one regret, is that our family was not a, a family unit. And it was not always just on me. I understood this after a course of 2 to 3 years of being through the bullshit. Now, it took one sentence from a couples counselor that made me realize all of that. And it
What was
was,
that sentence?
she goes, well, that's just the way she is.
Okay. Meaning you absolved responsibility because it was on her based on that, right?
I have been doing all the bullshit that I've been asked to do, modifying my behavior, changing the way I think, going through the hoops and loops and tapes, only to
Yeah.
find out that there was nobody on the other side willing to receive any of that in the first place, because she was never going to change for the better or to
Right.
benefit me. There was no
Right.
there was
Okay.
no chance of that. So why would
So
you
your
waste my
regret was
fucking,
not vetting people properly, right?
I suppose you could say that, yeah. Not vetting her, but also being lied to, and then also letting the therapist or whatever, her counselor. So this was her counselor as she grew up, and then it was when she said we need to go to couples counseling, and forced my hand of I had to marry her. She was going to take my kids,
Yeah,
and giving
sounds like
ultimatums.
serious manipulation.
It was horrible. I sought help and reached out to many of my family members and many of my friends, and I got nothing. I was met with just disdain and non-belief.
The purpose of a marriage counselor, by the way, and you of course know it firsthand. I know it from third party observation. Unfortunately, actually, maybe fortunately, to avoid it, is their whole purpose is to lead towards a legal separation, which is a preliminary step prior to actual marriage dissolution, divorce. So
Yeah,
that's their whole purpose.
guess
Yeah,
where I
yeah,
got my
that's
fucking
exactly.
child support papers served to me in fucking
Yep.
counseling.
That's their whole purpose. And the reason is, and also, of course, they prime the pump and they keep milking and milking and milking so they get paid more and more. And then eventually, they would just want the male. It's almost like this, what is the Duluth model? where I'm sure you're familiar with domestic violence created in Duluth, is the idea that the male, the husband, is always at fault, is always the aggressor, and the wife is always the victim. And so they operate with the notion that she needs to vent, she needs to express all the issues, and regardless of what you do, you can bring her the sky. It will not matter because it'll all driven towards the same ultimate goal, is to create a legal separation. It's called legal separation, and then it goes to dissolution. And then I'm sure they get kickbacks for the attorneys that they refer as well, who they know, and then they just pass it on to them and get their kickbacks later with
That sounds about right what she did, because
Yep,
if this was her lifelong counselor, it's almost like they had this planned out then. But with that being said,
definitely.
boy, if that was the case, if I would have been actually married to her, it would have been bad news. It would have been real bad news, because I supported her, the kids, myself,
Yeah,
her going to
you could be the
college.
sky. You deliver the sky.
I
Exactly.
I did
Was
more to
never going to
deliver
be
the
enough.
sky. It was never going to be enough. You're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
That bitch
all
was
a
psycho
progression.
fucking
It's all
crazy.
progression.
Uh,
Yeah.
I was with that lady for 3 years. About 2 months into it, that's when all the red flags, but I didn't know they're red flags. You know what I saw as 18-year-old? Steady strange, and it was wet. Good enough for me. I was
Of
content.
course. It was hormonal drive,
Oh
and it was
yeah.
clouding your mind
But she
completely, of
but
course.
she shut down shop. She closed the store. I go to the store for one thing, but I need that store open at least once a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when you thought once you got in her yard, you keep coming back, and it stays open anytime you want. But unfortunately, it wasn't the case.
No,
And
no, no. I never expected to be any
she
kind of.
weaponized it.
Oh, she did, but even when she did, and I followed everything that she asked, she would get really pissed because I would actually complete all the stuff that she would ask mentally, psychologically. I did all those things, and not only that, I did it with fucking flying colors. Modifying my behavior
Wow,
was an easy thing to
she
do.
made you jump through hoops, huh?
Hoops, loops, and tapes. Yep.